All right, we should be live. We should be live. We're going to give some people a little bit of time to come in. I know that this won't be a super popular stream because this isn't, my typical stuff. This isn't For Honor. It's just Rainbow Six. But we'll give some people some time to come in. Doing the sound check. Let me know in chat if you can hear it. Yeah, I don't expect to get a whole lot of viewers here, but we're going to do our best. Awesome, excellent. So people are coming in, people can hear me, excellent. We'll give it another minute to let anyone come in a little bit late because I know some people are late comers, so we'll give it another few minutes. And while we're waiting, we can do a little bit of a talk about what this is going to be and why I'm doing a live stream for this. Because there is a reason. So here's the skinny. Here's what's basically going on. Those of you who follow me for a while know that I have a history with Rainbow Six Siege. And actually, funny thing is about Rainbow Six Siege, I originally got into it because Russian Badger, another prominent YouTuber, well, I say another, he's incredibly prominent. He's very popular. He's very funny. He did a whole series on Rainbow Six Siege. He was playing it regularly and always had a fun time doing it. And Lark and I really liked his videos when he was doing it. And we were like, wow, this is a lot of fun. This is really cool. We want to try this game. So we got it. And we weren't good at it. We were never very good at it. But because Russian Badger seemed to vouch for it, we kept playing it. But soon, Russian Badger kind of fell out of it. He doesn't do videos on it anymore, mostly because I think it bored him. And also he wanted to do other games, and playing Rainbow Six Siege all the time just kind of got old to him. So he moved on from that. But Lark and I still occasionally played the game. Now Lark doesn't play the game anymore. And I don't play it as much as I used to. I still sometimes touch it just to dabble in it because I like military stuff. I like war-based stuff, combat-based stuff. That's something I'm very into. Not just historically, but even modern day. But then, and that would have been fine. Rainbow Six Siege would have been fine just where it was. But recently, they've been trying to push a lot more lore. And so, even though I'm not good at mechanics and combat games, I'm not good at like first-person shooter stuff. That stuff is not stuff I'm good at. But when it comes to writing, when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to lore and stuff like that, that stuff I know. That stuff I'm decent at. And I don't see a whole lot of YouTubers talking about this. I know there is one that I've seen who talks about this lore stuff, but he doesn't go very much in depth. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go in depth on this. Okay, so we're going to dive in. Usually what I do is I do something called Rainbow Six Cringe, which is where I look at the really, really crappy additions that they make. Like when they make a new operator that's just awful, or when they make a season that's just awful, when it's very clear that they're not trying, it's just nonsense for the sake of nonsense, right? So, and I get used to that. I'm kind of like, oh, brother, is this really what we're doing? That kind of thing. But this time, for the first time in a while, I have to give this a Rainbow Six win. Today we're going to be looking at a new operator named Solis. And we're going to talk about why I think that this is the first time in a while we've gotten a Rainbow Six win. Okay, so after talking about all that, it looks like we're only going to be sitting at about 12 or 13 people watching, about the size of a normal classroom, so okay. We'll just go with that. The reason I'm doing this in a live stream and not a pre-made video is because the very first Rainbow Six Cringe I did was a live stream, so I thought the very first Rainbow Six win I did would be a live stream. So that's the whole reason here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Got to do something real quick. I got to bring up my, no, where is it? Here we go. Got to pull up my chat room. So that way I can see my chat. Otherwise, I would not be able to see it. There we go. Make a little bit extra room there. Oh, my fault. There we go. Fix that. Increase the size this way. Perfect. Okay, now I can read my chat and take a look at the trailers at the same time. All right, so first up, we're going to take a look at the Rainbow Six Siege Solis Operator Reveal trailer. It's only 30 seconds long. It's just kind of the introduction to the hero, so I can tell you my initial thoughts. So I watched this to see what we were dealing with, so let's have a look.
If you know the game before it starts, no pawn can stand in your way. Checkmate.
Okay, so gonna be honest, I liked that trailer a lot more than some of the others I've seen. We take a look at this, and we have a chess set up, and then we have Solis pick up the queen. That is the queen that she's picked up, which I find a little funny because the queen is the strongest piece in a chess set. Like the queen is one of the best pieces you can have. And then after looking it over for a second, activates her vision thingamajig.
Checkmate.
So essentially she's saying that she's removing the queen from play. She's removing the strongest aspect from play. Plus, I like chess. Now, as for her ability, we'll go into that in just a minute. But already I was kind of looking at that going, okay, that's kind of neat. I can get behind that. Let's move over, though. Let's go to YouTube and take a look at her. There we go. Let's take a look at, where is it? Operator Gadget. Here we go. So what we're going to do here.
Watch the full operations.
Go away. We're going to start from here. Let's listen to what her gadget can do. Because I do want to talk a little bit about her gadget and my personal feelings on that.
Operation Solar Raid is coming on December 6th. And
okay, I'm going to stop there first. No, I don't want you to mute. Dumb son of a... I don't know what's up with my computer today. Sometimes I don't get the names. I don't understand the name behind Operation Solar Raid. That's a little weird, but that's just me personally.
To Rainbow Six Siege. Her name is Solis. She hails from Colombia, and she can reveal and tag the attacker's electronic gadgets with her Spec IO electro sensor to give her allies a whole new window into what the attackers are up to. But this new operator is just the start of the absolute bounty of updates that Rainbow Six Siege is rolling out to celebrate its 7th birthday. There's a sleek new map set in Singapore called Nighthaven Labs, and a completely new Battle Pass progression system that lets you plan your path to unlock the rewards you want faster. Cross-play between Xbox and PlayStation platforms is kicking in, and cross-progression is going live across all platforms. New anti-cheat and anti-toxicity measures, and a whole lot of high-quality, quality-of-life updates. But first, let's meet Solis.
All right,
this 2-speed operator joins the Defenders as part of the Ghost Eyes faction, a covert coterie led by Caveira that specializes in secrecy. Solis packs the P90 submachine gun or the ITA-12L shotgun in her primary weapon slot, the SMG-11 as her secondary, and impact grenades or a bulletproof camera as her generic gadget. As for her unique gadget, the Spec IO electro sensor, it's an augmented reality headset that enables...
I apologize for the echo, guys. My my microphone is literally right next to the computer, so you're going to get a little bit of an echo.
Her to spot and identify the attacker's electronic gadgets. It functions on a charge that will slowly drain when she's using it and refill when she's not. In addition to yellow pinging and verbally issuing callouts to her teammates, Solis can also tag every gadget in her sight for her allies to see by using the device's charge to activate a cluster scan. This intel can be especially useful for Bandit to help him pinpoint where the attackers are setting up their breach, as well as for Mozzie, who's always on the lookout for more drones for his collection. Whether she's using it to flag a coordinated push or spot a vulnerable attacker busy using their drone, Solis' gadget is a powerful tool for revealing what the attackers are up to so that she and her teammates can seize the upper hand.
Alright, so we can go ahead and pause there because he's about to say right now the difference between her and IQ. Because that's what she basically is. Her gadget is basically a defending version of IQ. She's capable of seeing the opposing team's gadgets as they come close. And some people have said that that's useless. Some have said that that's really strong. I, for one, think it has its uses, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be used properly. Again, speaking from someone who's not a specialist in these things, but I think what most people are going to try to do is they're going to use that gadget mid-game once they've hunkered in. She's going to be very much a camping-style character, I think. She's going to camp in a spot, set up her defenses, and then kind of look around to see when someone starts activating their gadgets to try to get by that defense, and then she'll quickly run out to go deal with it. That's what I'm thinking she's going to be doing. So, I personally don't have a feeling about that one way or another. She's probably not going to be my main. My main still remains Dokkaebi. I'm sure she'll be a pain for any Dokkaebi user. But, regardless of that, cool gadget, cool character design. But now, let's get to the part that we actually all care about, right? Let's get to her lore. So, this is what she looks like. And someone in chat a minute ago said that she looked kind of like Firefly from Arkham Origins. I do see that. I do see that a lot. I think that, either that or she looks like some kind of Power Ranger knockoff, doesn't she? Anyway, so here we go. Let's read the biography and psych report together, and we're going to talk about it. Her name is Anne Valentina Diaz, and she's from Colombia. All right? Diaz grew up comfortably in an otherwise dangerous time for Colombia, where her close-knit family unit taught her the value of truth. As the eldest of four, she felt a duty to protect others, which prompted her to join the National Police. Balancing her passion for computers and literature with her unflinching drive, she excelled in investigative work. After receiving a commendation for uncovering corruption among her peers, she pushed through the Special Operations training and earned herself a spot in the FEAU. I don't know what the FEAU is necessarily, but that's not important. What I do like about this opening paragraph is we already have something that some of the others don't have, a motivation. One of the things that I didn't like about some of the other operators they've released recently is there doesn't seem to be any motivation for why they joined the military. But here it says, as the eldest of four, she felt a duty to protect others, which prompted her to join the National Police. I like that. She's an older sibling. I'm an older sibling. I know that sensation. You want to protect your younger siblings. You want to protect others. You have this drive to help protect and keep people safe. So, very much okay with that. I'm very much in line with that. All right, so, next part. Diaz was surprisingly proficient in ballistics and close combat for someone with her cerebral profile, which made her a well-rounded specialist. She worked in counterintelligence with the National Intelligence Directorate and led an initiative to partner with developers of augmented reality technology to enhance her unit's efficiency. She simultaneously led a secret life online, monitoring systemic corruption through the dark web, and ultimately discovered transactions that tied several officials to trafficking rings in South America. The crackdown that followed got her on Specialist Santiago Flores Lucero's radar, who recommended her to Specialist Caveira for recruitment. All right, so this part. I admit this part's a little weak, only because of this part. She simultaneously led a secret life online, monitoring systemic corruption through the dark web. Whenever people bring up the dark web in a serious sense on any kind of lore thing, I always kind of laugh, because that always makes me chuckle a little bit. Like, they'll like, oh, it's the dark web. I'm like, how'd you get on the dark web, and how do you know that you're going to be able to get information out from the dark web since it is so covert? I always found that kind of interesting. But it saved a little because it says that she found systemic corruption not in a government. That's what I like. It's not systemic corruption in a government, but leading to several officials for trafficking rings in South America. And if you know about human trafficking that goes on in Central and South America, and in the United States, I won't leave us out of that. If you know about how bad human trafficking is in these areas, yeah, I could actually believe her uncovering stuff like that and making it very serious that she wants to stop that. Especially if you're the oldest sibling. You know, if you're the oldest sibling of four, you automatically are kind of like, I want to protect the kids. You know, I want to protect the younger kids. So definitely, I like this. I like this opening. It sets up our motivation, and then I like this. It shows what she's done to earn recognition. See, that was one of the problems I had with characters like Osa and Nighthaven. Did they ever really say what she did specifically that got her attention? Or Sins, did they ever say what she did specifically that got Rainbow's attention? Did they ever say that? No, they never. I don't think they ever really said that. But here, it's very clear. She did something special. Flores found out and got Caveira to recruit her. I like that. I'm cool with that. Make sure that, hold on, I had a glitch in the computer. Make sure the stream is still working. Okay, yeah, the stream still seemed to be working good. Okay, there was a glitch on my side, so I was making sure. All right. Let me know in the chat if anything goes wrong. Okay, moving on. Shortly after being recruited into Gosai's, Solis and the other squad members infiltrated a platform owned by Nighthaven, Osa, and Callie, were loading weapons and soldiers into a chopper when Solis, disguised as a trooper, revealed her identity and stated it was her orders to take down Callie. Callie then asked who commissioned said orders, and Kavira ambushed her. Minigun-mounted drones rose up from beneath the platform, which Solis took out. The other Gosai's members revealed themselves and pointed their weapons at Callie, forcing her to talk. Kavira then knocked Callie out, presumably apprehending Osa and the Nighthaven personnel afterwards. This whole portion... Oh, dang it. Go away. This whole portion right here is almost entirely irrelevant. I don't really like it as a part of her bio because it's just telling a short mission she went on, and we're actually going to explore that mission in depth in a little bit. So I don't think that's necessary at all. I'm not too big on that. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but I don't think it was necessary as part of her bio. I would have liked to have heard more about her history, like where she came from, what she did. I would have preferred that, but this isn't bad. It's just you didn't need to add it because we're going to see it in a video in a minute. All right. So, psychological report. This is the stuff that I live for. All right, here we go. And I'm going to break this down. As a scholar of linguistics, Specialist Ana Solas Diaz speaks in precise terms, leaving nothing to the imagination. As she explained, every moment of confusion is a risk, a danger, so clarity is always essential. I like that. Okay. She brought up an operation in Bogota to illustrate this, where she was assigned to the protection of a VIP. Her charge's refusal to explain who was pursuing him and why meant that Diaz's unit was acting with limited information, and several of them were gravely injured as a result. This reminded Diaz of why she initially wanted to leave this career path. Okay, this right here, this bit right here is golden. There are several reasons why I love this. First of all, we have this opening here that explains why she's so precise, why she's so direct, why she doesn't leave anything to the imagination. When she talks to you, she's going to say exactly what she means with full details. And it explains why. In this operation where someone she was protecting did not give full information, did not give full context, did not give everything he had, it cost people's lives. It hurt several people in her job. So that made her think, nope, from now on, I'm always going to be open and direct with everyone I deal with. And it showed her why she didn't want to keep going on this career path. Again, we have motivation. We have reason behind the way she acts and reason behind the way she talks. These are things we need in a character. These are things I need to know why she lives the way she does. Why does she talk directly to people? Why is she not a very metaphorical person? I think that's incredibly important, and I didn't see much of that in other characters that they've released so far. So this is why so far it's a win. Let's keep going. Diaz was shaken. Keep that word in mind. Shaken. When she discovered her first commanding officer's involvement with a local criminal element. Her community was endangered when the police force engaged in a shootout with the criminals they were supplying, and civilians were caught in the crossfire. Among the losses was Diaz's aunt, after whom she was named. The familial name of Anita never felt right to her afterwards, calling it a mark of shame, something she must make up for. She suffered loss. This is good. Diaz was shaken. She was hurt. She felt pain, especially when she discovered her first commanding officer's involvement with a local criminal element. She trusted this guy. He was someone who could command her, someone that she trusted, and he was corrupt. That upset her. That made her angry. She was shaken by it. Her community was in danger when the police force engaged in a shootout with the criminals they were supplying. I like that too. It shows that she might have had an inadvertent involvement in this, and civilians were caught in the crossfire, including her aunt, who she was named after. So she feels shame in carrying the name of a woman that she might have inadvertently helped get killed. Now, granted, she was not the one who pulled the trigger, but she feels like because her unit was involved in selling these weapons to the bad guys, she feels ashamed of that. She feels hurt by that. I like that a lot. Let's keep going. She says, in quote, "A corrupt system is one where trust is scarce, inequality is the norm, and the people we are meant to protect become expendable." I like that. I like that. She refuses to make allowances for anyone who enables such environments. She chose to reach a higher echelon to effect change not out of ambition, but because she feels like if she doesn't do it, no one will. A little generic there, I'd say. Kind of a little generic, the whole, if I don't do it, no one will. But, I mean, it's not bad. Now, what I like here is a corrupt system is one where trust is scarce. Okay, so let me say this. I get really sick of characters, or people in general, who just say, we live in a corrupt society. It's a corrupt system, man. We live in a place where the man is corrupt, And I'm always kind of like, well, tell me how you know. And they have trouble doing that because they use a lot of generic answers. But here, she gives a definition. A corrupt system is one where trust is scarce, inequality is the norm, and the people we are meant to protect become expendable. That's a corrupt system. And in Colombia, at the time she was there, she probably saw plenty of corruption in the system. So I feel like that actually would be a solid, explanation for what she saw. And the fact that she could form her own idea of what a corrupt system looks like. She's formulated it herself. She doesn't have to have somebody on a Reddit post tell her, It's pretty nice. I noticed Diaz was quick to bond with Zero. That's Sam Fisher, for those who don't know. And she confessed that she was already familiar with his career through her extracurricular research. She sees in him a legend from which she can learn. Oh, thank the Lord. Look, yes. She already sees in him a legend from which she can learn. Hey guys, you already know what she wants to learn. She wants to learn from someone. She wants to improve herself. Want to know how that's different from every other operator we've seen come out recently? Like Osa and Sins and Flores and, what was her name? Thorn. Yeah, like, these characters who just don't need anyone to help them. They don't need anyone to teach them. They do things their own way. No, she wants to learn from someone. And who better to learn from than Sam Fisher? Taking every opportunity, we're continuing our reading, taking every opportunity to train with him and interrogate him over coffee. He doesn't seem to mind a student who listens, and a mentor could do Diaz some good. Perfect. I love it. I love this. This is fantastic. Guys, she wants a mentor. She wants to learn from someone, and it's clear that Zero isn't like, oh, I don't have to teach her anything. She's already so good at what she does. He's glad to have someone who listens, and a mentor could do Diaz some good. Thank you. God, thank you. I was so glad for that one. Okay, next. As confident as she is in her abilities, Diaz displayed some agitation when discussing the upcoming operation. She puts a lot of pressure on herself and hinges her self-worth on success. We'll talk about this part in just a second. Keep this part in mind. So I'm not surprised that she's afraid of failure. I expect she'll feel more at ease when she realizes she's surrounded by competent specialists. Okay. Self-worth hindering on success. One of the biggest social problems that Japan has right now, and I'll come back to her. Hold on, I'm building something here. One of the biggest social problems that Japan has is that a lot of people in Japan hinge their whole worldview, their whole self-worth on their success. If they are not successful in work, not successful in school, not successful in family matters, if they're not successful, then they feel like they're worth less. That's one of the reasons suicide is a major problem right now in Japan, especially for Japanese young men. It is a major problem right now because so many people in Japan hinge their entire worldview and life on their personal success. Diaz here is showing something that I frankly can see a very similar thing in. She puts a lot of pressure on herself and hinges her self-worth on her success. She is afraid of failure. Because she put so much pressure on herself, she knows that she has no excuses. She has to perform to the best of her ability. I expect she'll feel more at ease when she realizes she's surrounded by competent specialists. Okay, I want to talk about this too. I want to talk about this last sentence. I want to talk about that in a big way. So when we had other operators, let's use Sens as an example. No, not Sens. Osa. I'm going to keep using Osa. Osa was a Mary Sue character. Osa came in and was just automatically better than everyone else, right? She was just the best character. She was the best person. Everyone liked her. Everyone was friendly with her. Even Harry was saying, I'll bet I have a lot to learn from her. Everyone was saying how she's a genius and she's the future and she's all these amazing things. But then we have this character who, while she wants to make sure she's working with competent people, for sure, but it's not because she's perfect. It's because she needs to make sure that she's around people who are not going to be corrupt and screwed up like her former compatriots. She was surrounded by people who turned out to be corrupt. She was surrounded by people who she could not trust. And now she's in a new unit, and she's worried about her ability to perform because she's worried she's just going to be helping another group of people who are corrupt too. And here's Harry saying she'll feel better once she realizes that everyone around her is competent and special just like her. This is better because this little bit of praise saying she's competent, that she's competent and the people around her are competent, praises the unit, praises her, and ties back to her story. So Michael the Wolf says, Raven, I think the issue with game characters is they're all masters when nobody is ever a master per se. There's always more to learn. I agree with that. I do agree with that. All these characters are specialists. They are masters of their field. But you're right. Truly, no one is a master. We all have things to learn. So that's why I liked this bit with Zero. So far, I'm genuinely very impressed with how they've written her lore. I am very impressed with this. So like I said, this to me is a Rainbow Six win. This is so much better than any of the other characters we've seen so far. It's better than Sins, better than Osa, better than Thorn, better than Flores. The only one, and definitely better than Grim. Remember B-Boy? Not the bees! Oh god, what a bastard of a character. But the only character that comes close, in my opinion, is Azami. But even she wasn't written all that well. She was kind of generic too. So thank goodness we finally have a character who I feel like, yes, this is a much better written character. That is so much better. Now, before we go, there are a few more things to look at. I want to take a look at this. We're going to take, because what they've been doing now is they've been kind of doing these animated operation trailers for each new reveal, and we get to see another one. Now, if you remember the last one we looked at, it was looking at Grimm's trailer where he fights Knock. And if you want to see that, you can go to my channel and look it up. It's called Rainbow Six Cringe Operation Not the Bees. You can watch it there. Today we're going to look at Rainbow Six Siege Solis Goes Undercover. All right, so this is only about a minute and a half long. We're going to take a look at this, and I'll pause every now and then to talk about it. Right? Y'all ready? And sorry about the echo. Let me turn down the volume on my end so that maybe the echo will be mitigated. All right, that should do it. All right, here we go.
Listen up!
Okay, so that's Osa right there doing something.
Haven ordnance was stolen. Target anyone using our gear and put them down. Now look.
All right, so Kali just said, if you couldn't hear that, someone stole Night Haven ordnance. Target anyone using our gear and put them down. Okay, here's my problem with that. She's telling this to the soldiers as they're loading up the chopper. This should have been something you talk about in a private briefing, not out in the open in a frickin' rainstorm. They don't have time to listen to you. I'm just talking about proper operating procedure here. You don't give important orders and standing orders to your soldiers out in the rain while they're loading up crap. It means they can't hear you because of the rain, and they're already distracted loading up the chopper. Yelling out your orders like this is poor operational procedure. This is just adding another tick to the mark, is why Kali is just a terrible, terrible operational leader. She is stupid, okay? You don't do this. What should have happened is as soon as she realized that her ordnance was stolen, she needs to have an important meeting with all of her trusted Night Haven associates and say, here's what's happened, here's the plan, let's move. And then shut up about it. Because if someone stole your ordnance, odds are pretty good. You might have a leak. You might have a turncoat. You might have someone in your organization who is not on your side. Stop yelling about what's happened to people in the rain where they probably can't hear you anyway, but possibly, if they are listening, around people who might use that against you. So, Night Haven is still crap. Let's keep going.
Load it up! Let's go! Are you deaf, soldier? I said move!
Sorry, Kali. Orders are to keep you grounded.
Okay, this is the one moment I'll say that's stupid. So let's rewind a little bit. She throws off her cloak and does not pull a weapon. She needed to pull a weapon here because she's in the middle of enemy territory. She's facing off against their commander. She shouldn't have even thrown off the cloak. She should have just kept that cloak on and pulled a weapon. Doing this was for dramatic purposes. That was pretty dumb. That was pretty stupid. So sorry that is a strike against you there. I gotta give credit for that. But again, look at her design. It's before someone says that's a pretty stupid looking design. Keep in mind, one of the most popular characters in Rainbow Six Siege literally wears a motorbike helmet. So let's not be too mean.
Sorry, Callie. Orders are to keep you grounded.
And whose orders might that be?
Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, so, hold on. She throws off her cloak. I need to keep you grounded. Collie's answer. On whose orders? I don't know what's funnier here. Guys, maybe you can answer this. What do you think is funnier here? The fact that even after seeing this obvious rainbow operative show up, none of them have pulled a gun. None of them have pulled a weapon. Like, she hasn't pulled a gun. She hasn't pulled a sidearm. She hasn't even pulled a knife. She's just standing there like, let's have a casual conversation in the rain. Let's just stand here and talk. Is that the funniest part? Or the part that she's actually asking whose orders? I don't know, Collie. Who would order you to stay grounded? Who's the one organization that you have clearly made your enemy, that you've clearly turned against, that might want to stand against you right now? Who would be the organization that would want to do? I'm at a loss. I don't know. Who would do that, guys? I'm gonna guess the Bulgarian Special Forces. That's probably gonna be my. Who do you think, you dumbass? I'm sorry. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Anyway, all right. So she says, on whose orders?
And whose orders might that be?
Mine.
Oh, Caveira comes in. Okay, let's rewind back there. So Caveira runs in and says, my orders. All right, so Caveira runs in and puts a knife to her throat while holding her in position. It's kind of cool right there. You know, that's kind of Caveira's style. Sneak in and take her by surprise. That is the way she does it. Like the camo look here. I don't think it'll do a lot of good here. This isn't a jungle environment, so it's not really going to do a lot here. But you know what? It's fine. Not a problem. So let's keep going. All right, now these drones came out of nowhere. And when I first saw this video, I did not know what was going on. Apparently what's happening is OSA activated these drones because OSA's in charge of all the technology in Nighthaven. So apparently OSA activated these drones to aim their guns on the two Rainbow operatives. So OSA's trying to save Kali here, right? So that's what's going on. I think it's silly that they didn't show more. Like, they should have shown OSA, like, punching in a code or something to activate them. So that way we'd know what's going on. Because when I first saw this, I thought, wait, did Rainbow activate those? Are those Rainbow's drones? But no, I wish that they'd shown OSA doing that. So let's keep going. All right, let's go back just a second. Let's go back just a second. I want to see this. Okay. So what in these trailers, what they're doing is they're showing off the new operator, right? So we want to see the operator actually use their gadget, right? In the Grim trailer, the B one, I actually made fun of that trailer because they showed Grim using his gadget, but it didn't work. It didn't work because Knock outsmarted it. His gadget didn't work. So I was like, that's a pretty piss poor trailer when you can't even make your operator look good. But here, although I think it's kind of funny that, look at it, like, she almost looks like she's she almost looks like she's air traffic control. I want her to start moving her fingers up and down. All right, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Like, you know, I kind of think that's funny.
Is that all you got?
Okay, before we go any further, I want to talk about the one big sin I see here. The biggest sin that I see in this trailer. Anyone who knows Rainbow Six Siege knows about Caveira, right? What's Caveira's whole thing? Caveira is a master of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and hand-to-hand combat. Her whole thing is getting in close to her opponent, overpowering them with her martial skills, and then bringing them down. She is an expert on breaking a person in half with her bare hands. She is, that's her thing. She's got Callie with a knife to her neck, and then this happens.
Is that all you got?
She somehow beats Caveira in a few moments and has a gun to her head and says, "Is that all you've got?" Okay. First of all, how did you beat Caveira so easily? It is Caveira's job to break people. It is her job to overpower them. It is her job to interrogate and break you. That is what she does, and you easily beat her? Really? That's what happened? Now, the only way I can let this slide is because those drones are in the air aimed at them. Maybe Caveira is scared that if she actually does overpower Kali, those guns will fire on her. No, they won't. No, they won't. Because they might hit Kali. You see, Caveira can look at... Here's the thing. Those drones may be aimed right at them, but Caveira doesn't have to worry. She's like, what are you going to do? Shoot me? Oh, yeah, good luck. I hope you don't hit yourself accidentally. Like, go ahead, shoot me. What do you think's going to happen? We're both right here. Plus, Kali aims her gun at Caveira's head, but has she forgotten there's an operator literally right in front of her? This whole situation shows that, I don't understand why Caveira let herself lose, or even if she did let herself lose, because one of two things happened here. Either Caveira let herself lose, or Kali just overpowered her. And I don't believe for a second that Kali could overpower Caveira. Keep in mind these two characters' playstyles. Caveira is all about getting in close and interrogating. Kali is all about hiding from a distance and shooting with her sniper rifle. You got a sniper versus a trained BJJ practitioner. I don't think you're going to so easily break her that easy, but whatever. That's whatever. Ha! She's got she is Indian. She's got a little red dot. Hey guys, Indian girl got a little red dot on her forehead. It's funny. I thought it was funny.
Damn it! I didn't kill Yahata! Someone stole Nighthaven Ordnance and is selling it, jeopardizing our operation.
Okay, so, alright, so there's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, what happened was, she used her gadget, Solis used her gadget, and targeted all of the drones and had her teammates from Rainbow shoot them down. I have a few questions. First of all, how did Rainbow get there? Were they just hiding undercover as well, or were they waiting for the order to move in? Like, that's a little weird. Not a big deal, but just something I was wondering. And then, she points her finger at her.
Damn it! I didn't kill Yahata!
And now everyone's aiming their guns at her, and then she says, I didn't kill Yahata. That's the Japanese guy that died. Because the whole plot, for those who are not aware, is that a Japanese guy named Yahata was killed, and evidence pointed to Nighthaven's involvement because a Nighthaven bullet casing was found at the scene. So right now, there's been kind of a war between Rainbow and Nighthaven because they think Nighthaven was behind it. So now, Kali's saying, I didn't kill Yahata.
Someone stole Nighthaven Ordnance and is selling it, jeopardizing our operation.
Okay, so she's saying someone has stolen our ordnance and is selling it, jeopardizing our operations. Okay. A couple problems with that. Number one, if that is true, you needed to clear your name a lot faster. And you might say, oh, well, come on, that had to be very recent. It had to just... No, it didn't. Because Yahata's death was around the same time Azami joined. And then after Azami joined, came Sins. And then after Sins came Grim. And then after Grim came Solis. So there have been 3 operators that have joined up. That means 3 seasons have happened before Nighthaven finally says, we didn't do it! Nighthaven, you needed to come a lot cleaner, a lot faster. Because Yahata's death could not have been small potatoes. Something had to have been let loose there. Someone had to have talked about that. That had to have made news. So when people say Nighthaven could be involved, well, you're Nighthaven. You might want to make a public statement. You might want to announce it wasn't our fault. We didn't do it. Someone is framing us. That kind of thing. So I feel like, again, Kali is showing her incompetence here. So let's backtrack.
Selling it, jeopardizing our operation.
We know, but that doesn't mean you get to start a war over it.
Okay, so I want to talk about this line. When she says, we didn't do it, someone stole our stuff, listen to what Solis says.
We know, but that doesn't mean you get to start a war over it.
Okay. We know, but that doesn't mean you get to start a war over it. This implies two things. Number one, Rainbow is fully aware that Nighthaven is not behind the deaths. Meaning that their intelligence gathering capabilities is already pretty damn good. Two, it means that Nighthaven was planning on going to war or causing some kind of big event to get back at the people who stole their stuff. So they're basically going to go after the people who did this, right? That's their whole goal. I both love this, but also hate it. And I'll tell you why. I love it because it gives Rainbow back some of their credibility. I no longer look at Rainbow like, you guys are a bunch of jokers. You're all losers. No, they actually got down to business. I like that. I'm down with that. But I also hate it. Well, I hate it because that means that this operation to capture her is only used as a preemptive measure to keep her from causing trouble. Which means once again, Nighthaven is made to be the morons. Look, here's the thing. I like making fun of Nighthaven. Nighthaven's easy to make fun of. They're a bad organization. There's no question there. But really, so let's say that I was Kali here. Let's say that I was Kali. And I found out that my mercenary organization, Nighthaven, had a mole on the inside. Someone had stolen our ordnance and was selling it. Now, if they're selling your ordnance, hold on, listen to me. If they're selling your ordnance, that means that they've got buyers that are interested, and that means that they have an easy access to it. What that likely means is they either have someone on the inside or they are someone on the inside. That means I've got a leak. I've got a hole in my operation. I've got an opening. That's not good. So my first step would be to close off all outward communication. I'd basically announce to all my contractors, all the people who are hiring me, we're shutting down all operations effective immediately until we get to the bottom of a massive leak we've got going on, and we're going to be interrogating you later. So we're probably going to bring in those people to ask some questions. Next, I'm going to go through the roster of all the people that have joined up, especially the ones from Rainbow, because they're new, and say, all right, what do you know about this? Were you involved in this? What do you know about this leak? Like, I want to learn about I want to learn about who could possibly be behind it. I don't make a big deal about it. I don't load up choppers and prepare to go to war. Especially since we don't know who is behind it. Now, you might be arguing, well, aren't they? Maybe they're not going to war. Maybe they're just moving to a new location. No, remember, Kali said, if you see anyone carrying our ordnance, put them down. But you don't know who it is. How can you know who to put down? How can you know who's carrying your ordnance if you don't know who stole it? That's the question. That's the big thing. How can you do it if you don't know who's behind it? She doesn't know. Why didn't she just say it? Someone is doing it. Tell me who. Rainbow clearly knows that you didn't do it, so maybe they have a lead on it. But whatever the case, the one thing I'll say about this is the fact that they're actually moving in to take out Nighthaven in their moment of confusion. That's solid. That's good military tactic. Wait for your opponent to start to fall apart or get in a stressful situation and then take him out. That was smart. But I think it shows Kali's ineptitude again. She does not know who stole the ordnance. She does not know who's selling it, but she knows she has an information leak, and her response, get people to load up the choppers to go out and start shooting people. That's not how you respond to that. That's not a smart operational procedure. But let's keep going.
This is Rainbow's operation now. Not sure your butter knife will cut it, darling.
Okay, I'm not sure your butter knife will cut it. Implying that we're not tough enough. Sweetheart, that's real nice of you to say while we've got your face planted in the asphalt. That's the thing I've always hated about Kali. She is an arrogant bitch. She is an arrogant blowhard. She is always acting like Rainbow's so inferior. Rainbow's a bunch of babies. They're a bunch of children. They can't handle what we can handle. We're so much tougher than they are. Sweetheart, your face is in the asphalt. And you were literally leading your soldiers on a hunting expedition to find out who stole your crap without knowing who stole your crap. And you called them the butter... Okay, yeah, you know what? I'd rather fight with a butter knife and make sure that I get the kill necessary, because that shows skill if you can kill with a butter knife, rather than take out the pipe bomb and throw it into a crowd of civilians and hope I get the person I'm after. See, that I talked about this in the past when I talked about the Kali versus Ash debate. The debate was, Ash follows the rules to the letter. She does not put other people's lives in danger. She will always follow operational procedures. It doesn't always get the win, but it does ensure the least loss of life. Kali, meanwhile, will take risks and put her own comrades' lives in danger if it means getting the kill. She literally allowed Dokkaebi during the training exercise to get gunned down so that it would create an opening for her to get a kill. And then, even though Ash was in the way, even though Ash was standing in front of her, she shot and nearly took Ash's ear off to get the kill. And then blew it all off of, this was a game, darling, and I won it for you. She treats operational procedure and following the rules as lesser. She is all about shoot first, ask questions later. Distractions and civilians or teammates in the way are not necessary as long as you get the win. Congratulations on your win. But again, it comes down to this. Do I choose the butter knife or do I choose the pipe bomb? Well, in a crowd of civilians, a butter knife to the throat can still be effective. But a pipe bomb in a crowd of civilians will cost lives. But hey, you got your guy. That's the difference. And I will never agree with Kali's stance on this. I hate her character. All right, let's keep going. Let's back up just a little bit.
You'll be up against very loud guns.
We have a squad for that. Red Hammer.
All right, so the trailer here, she says you'll be up against very loud guns. Kavera says Kavera says we have a squad for that. Red Hammer. Keep in mind, Red Hammer is not the squad that's releasing this new season. The new seasonal group is Ghost Eyes. So they're already building up the next squad from Rainbow that's going to be released, which is going to be more characters. Here's the thing I like about that. I was a little concerned about this when the squads are being revealed. I thought, are these squads going to be against each other? Are these going to be like, we're going to be super competitive. We're going to be the new face of Rainbow. But here, Kavera seems very proud of her other squads. She's very proud of Red Hammer. She straight up says, I'm not afraid of these loud guns because we've got Red Hammer to deal with it. So she's proud of her other squads. She's proud. She could have said, we're Ghost Eyes. We're not afraid of loud guns. No, she praises another squad, which shows that the squads within Rainbow are working well together. They're a well-oiled machine. Each group within the overall collective is a unit. One unit specializes in helping save lives. One focuses on espionage, and Red Hammer, I'm guessing, is going to focus on shock and awe. They're probably going to be your Tachankas. They're probably going to be your, there's another one from, that would be good for that. I know Tachanka will probably be part of it. If they don't, maybe Cat can. But, sorry. Whatever the case, this shows that they do focus on squad cohesion, which is excellent. I like that. So, overall, I gotta say that this was very good. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that this trailer may actually... Yeah, the last Skylander said Fuse. Yeah, Fuse might be in this. But one thing I'll say is, I feel like this squad trailer may have actually fixed some of the major problems with Rainbow Six's lore. Not all of them, but a few of them. If it implies that there is another organization or another group or another person out there that is stealing Nighthaven ordnance, and that means that there's a new enemy to deal with, which may mean we're getting the White Mask organization back, or it may mean that we're getting some other unit back, or maybe we'll have a totally new squad to build up, which will be anti-Rainbow and anti-whatever. So that's good, if that's the direction they're going. And also, it put Nighthaven in its place. So I'm very glad for that. I'm always glad when they put Nighthaven in its place. So, always happy for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed all that. Not a lot left to say, but there is still one more thing I want to talk about before we go. This was all I was going to do for Rainbow. But there's still a bit more to do. There's one more thing to do. And I don't know if I'll do it now or if I should make another video about it. And that's what I want your opinion on. Recently, with the release of the new map, the release of the new Nighthaven map, there is a recording showing the reasons why certain Rainbow Six operators left Rainbow and joined Nighthaven. I listened to this recording, and I'm not going to lie, it's hilariously bad. When I listened to this recording about the reasons these people joined Nighthaven, I was falling over myself laughing. Now, I can do that here. And talk about it right here, right now for all of you. We can go listen to those recordings and we can talk about it. Or we can save it for another video since this is almost an hour long. I can do another video later, make more money off of it, that kind of thing. So I will let y'all decide here and now. Do you want me to look at that now, or do you want me to save it for another video at another time? I'll give y'all a few minutes to decide. Let me know in chat. All right, I've got one saying do another video. That's fine. We can do that. All right. We'll make another video for that. All right, we'll do another video. Now, okay, since we're going to do another video, let me ask this question. Because this is also important. Should this other video I do be a live stream or just a pre-made video? What do you think? Should it be a pre-made video that I record on my own time and then release? Or should I do this as a live stream? What do y'all think? So to repeat the question, should it be a live stream that I read these or listen to these? Or should it be a video? I know it's whatever I want, Jedi Knight, but I don't know which would be the smarter decision. Both could be good. Okay, got to vote for a stream. Another stream vote. Stream again. All right, got 3 votes for a stream. 4 streams. All right, so it's looking like we're going to do another stream. All right, so here's what we'll do. I've heard rumors. I can't verify because I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard rumors that next Thursday is the Warriors Den live stream. So, not going to do the stream then. But I might be free on Monday. So maybe if we have time Monday, I will do the stream then. I'll check my schedule, see what I can do. But if that's the case, everyone come out to the stream and we'll talk about it then. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out today. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing this stream. And you know what, guys? I'll be honest. If I'm going to make fun of Rainbow Six Siege when they do dumb stuff, I feel it's only right that when they do something good, like add Solis, I got to give them praise for that. And yes, Nighthaven is still cringe, Nighthaven is still crap, and we'll talk more about that when we do the next live stream, talking about Nighthaven nutjobs. That's the name of the next stream. But in this case, I got to give him praise. I got to say, hey, you know what? Good on you. You actually made a good choice with Solis. It's a pretty well-written operator. Her ability seems kind of cool. And I like the fact that we're actually seeing some cohesion between the units. This is good. I still say Rainbow and Nighthaven both have a long way to go, before they're stronger, before they're, you know, better. But for what it is, I liked it. I think this was good. But can't wait for next time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.